Hello, my name is Jeremy Ross. I'm a soybean agronomist with the University of Arkansas Division of Ag, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I've seen, going back over 20 years. Some of the other soybean producing states have had a frequency in this over probably the last 10 years, and what we're going to be talking about is green stems in soybeans. And so farmers have seen this phenomenon for, again, the past several years. Farmers can walk their fields, they'll see plants that have mature color pods and harvestable soybeans, yet the stems are going to remain green. The pattern in the field can range from individually scattered plants to, pretty much uniform across the entire field. And so the cause of this is really unknown. And so I'm going to talk about a little bit about some of the suspected causes, but really, in general, it's anything that reduces the number of pods or the number of seed on any given plant can cause green stem syndrome. And so, if you look at normal growth and development, the soybean plant has certain plant parts that are accumulating nutrients and accumulating photosynthates throughout the season. Typically, those are vegetative growth or vegetative parts. That includes the stems and the leaves. And typically we call those the source. And then as the season progresses and we go into reproduction, those nutrients are then located into what we call our sink sources, and those are flowers, pods, and seed. Anything that reduces the number of flowers, pods, and seed could potentially cause green bean syndrome or green stems in the plant. And so, as I mentioned, there are several potential causes that we see on green stems. Number one is the environmental stresses. This can be anything from drought stress to excessive rainfall to abnormally fluctuations in temperature. And so anything, again, these stresses, if they cause a decrease in pod development or seed development, can cause green stems in the plants. Certain diseases have been associated with green stems. These are typically viruses or phytoplasms. Again, some of these diseases cause a reduction in the number of pods and the number of seed, and therefore we see green stems in certain situations with diseases. Stink bugs are an insect that's been associated with green stems in the past. The stink bugs will feed on the pods and the seed, again, causing a disruption in that nutrient translocation. Because of the reduction in pods and the seeds, we potentially could see green stems where we have stink bug feeding. Typically, if we have patterns in the field with stink bugs, they're going to be small patches and typically on the edges of the field. Some plants are just genetically inherent, have small clusters of undeveloped pods that will not set any seed. And because of that, that sink that's not going to have any place for the nutrients to go to, we typically can kind of see green stems in situations like that. And then we have some chemistries of fungicide that give a green or a plant health effect. And sometimes we can see green stems with these particular fungicide applications, but that relationship is really unknown. And so really the take-home message is anything we can do to eliminate any kind of stress during pod and seed development, we can usually reduce the amount of green stems in the field. If we do have green stems in the field, there are several things we need to look at in consideration in looking at harvest. Number one, the good thing is that it doesn't appear that green stems in the field are yield limiting or reduce our yield in the field. However, we do need to be aware of seed quality and shattering losses because of green stems. If we're not able to get in there in a timely manner to harvest those particular fields, we could have some problems with seed quality and yield due to shattering. We do have reduced harvest efficiency just because of how tough these stems are to harvest. We have to slow the combine speed down. We could have more wear and breakage on the combines just because of how tough it is to harvest these particular plants. These issue can be resolved with a hard freeze, but typically in the southern states, that hard freeze comes much later and really does no benefit on trying to eliminate this problem. And then question is always on harvest aids. We don't recommend harvest aids on green stems just because they're not as very effective. However, if you do have quite a bit of leaf material on those particular plants, you still can put out a harvest aid to try to drop some of those leaves off. Thanks for watching the video. If you want more information on green stems, please visit the Science for Success website where you can download this fact sheet. Thank you.